Hello everyone, welcome to episode 9 of the Hardcore series. In this episode I take on the Wither. Does it go well or do I die to the Wither? Keep watching to find out. And also if you enjoy this video, consider sharing this video with someone who you think might enjoy, and let's get on with it. In order to actually summon the Wither, I would need 3 Wither skeleton skulls, which is why I'm in Nether. 5% chance with looting 3, and I had looting 3, so let's see how long this takes.
Like a bright light that's shining through me, and it feels like you know what's going on inside my mind. Tell me, do you know, you're on the highway right into my soul. Tell me, do you feel?
And 18 minutes later, and I actually managed to get a skull, which was very surprising to me. Normally I hear half an hour is how much until you get your first skull, but I guess not. Just over 10 minutes later, I get my second Wither skeleton skull, just like that. I was very surprised. Especially with a 5% chance, that seems like a pretty low chance, but either way, I was very happy and I continued for my third skull.
Go, tell me your secrets, I long to know all that is going on inside your mind. Tell me,
And only a literal 5 minutes later, I get my third skull, as you just see, just like that. Boom, it's done. There were so many Wither skeletons here, that's probably why I got the skulls early, but I really don't know. Either way, I'm very happy, and I got low here. I ran to eat golden carrots so that I could heal up more. And then I went back to fight the Wither skeleton and the magma cube. I felt a bit more safe here, which was good, but now I had to go back to the overworld to brew up some potions and so on. As you might have expected, I wanted strength and instant health potions, and that's exactly what I brewed. I put in another war, and then I continue by using the blaze rod. And in order to make said potions more useful and effective, I would need glowstone so that I could also combine that so that I would get a longer duration on the time. And when I was inside my strip mine, I decided that would be the best place to summon the Wither, as it would not have no room to go to shoot me from the sky. I didn't pack arrows, I don't know why, but either way I fixed up the area and then I mined out whatever I needed to mine out so that I actually placed the blocks to summon the Wither. First I obviously placed the soul sand, and then I placed the skulls one by one, leaving out the middle to count down to summon the Wither. When I did so, I immediately backed off and went back all the way so that the Wither explosion would not kill me. The explosion was one of the most powerful in the entire game, so imagine how much damage it would do. I didn't have a bow on me, I did have arrows but no bow, so I had to use melee the entire time. Now it was a fairly short fight, lasting probably like 2 minutes. I was scared, so I ran behind this wall, and then I ate a apple. I run back, and then I do some crits on the Wither until it reaches half health, to which it actually comes down to the ground where you are only supposed to use melee. And this gives me an advantage, and I take it out fairly quickly. I couldn't believe I just stayed on the ground for a while. I ate another golden apple, being scared, but either way I was fine. And then it was just like that, finished in about a minute or two. Very insane to think about. With all the resources I had, I made as many blocks of that resource as much as possible. I had the most of redstone because fortune in redstone is just absolutely insane. And I tried to make a beacon using that, but I didn't finish the entire beacon, but I built what I could build from the resources I actually had. And then I actually crafted up the beacon and placed it on top of the little beacon thing I built here, and I had to decide between haste and speed. I decided on speed because I wouldn't really be mining around this. After I set up the beacon, I then decided to come to this forest right next to where my village was and mine some wood as I would need it. And then I dug out a giant hole. Why? Because I needed resources. And why again? Because I needed some way to put my villages, and I figured this would be a good way to do it. I would decorate it and stuff later, but for now it would just remain a giant hole in my mind. And then I was trying to get some sheep as I needed wool. So when I was bringing back the sheep, this happened. After all of that, the sheep was just slain by a wolf. I was very upset, but either way I set out to find another sheep, and that's exactly what I did. And when I had this sheep, it was only one for some reason, but either way I had the fences in my hotbar ready to actually construct a pen so that I could put this sheep in it. And then I had to go look for another sheep again. So that's exactly what I did as soon as I constructed the pen. Some phantoms later, and I managed to finally build a pen and actually get the sheep inside of said pen. Either way, I just had to wait for it to turn daytime or slip, and then afterwards I could go and get another sheep. In the nearby savanna biome, right next to the desert biome as well, I found this sheep and I slowly lured him over until he was finally in the pen. I placed some blocks near the pen so that he could actually get in, but I couldn't actually come out, which was the intention. And I began farming. I'd use shears to collect the wool, and then I make beds with that wool to use for netherite mining, because all my tools still are netherite. I want some netherite tools and stuff, so that's the plan. And then I traded up some pumpkins for emeralds, and then with those emeralds I would get some golden carrots, and this is how my food source basically works. And also I heal up my tools and armor and whatnot while I'm there as well, because villagers actually give insane XP. Thank you for your services, sir. I will be off. I am back looking for the stronghold, but why? Because I have been gathering resources as well to make an enderman farm. So now I'm actually going to construct it. So first I actually need to go into the end. This would be very risky, but if it does work successfully, then it's gonna work really well, and it's gonna be really good from all the videos that I've seen. And also, just to give a quick mention, I'm using the tutorial from Shulkercraft. I'll leave a link in the description below. A few painful moments of looking later, and then I am here building the enderman farm. I already made the 128 long leaf bridge thing so that the endermen won't really spawn there, and I'll get higher spawns at the farm instead. But either way, I'm going to construct this now, and you're gonna see this in a nice quick time lapse. Let's get right into the time lapse.
Take what you want from me. I'll give you everything.
I don't know if it's meant to take this long, but about an hour later, and then I'm here where I have to get the endermite into a minecart and name it without it actually dying to my stone's armor. This is one reason for me not to have stones right now, but I don't want to take off my armor because then it will probably kill me.
Take what you want from me. I'll give you everything. All that and more you'll see. Just stay right here with me. Love is not fiction, but this time the story's about a king and a queen will pretend to be with paper crowns. With paper crowns.
After so many tries, you just saw that long time lapse of me getting in the pearls and then trying to get a good endermite. I named this one so I couldn't fail. Alright. Put it in my car, I let it go in the correct place, and then I needed to place a carpet as well. But first I needed to go there in order for me to place carpet in the first place. So I was just making sure I was doing everything correctly because I really didn't want to screw up, because then I'd have to go back for another name tag and so on. I tried to place a carpet here but it didn't work. With my stone's armor, I realized just how hard this would end up getting, because every time the endermite hit me, not only would I take damage, but not even that much damage, the endermite would take severely more. So I had to be very careful about this, or else the endermite would die, and that's not what we want. I would lose the name tag and the endermite in general, because it took so long just to get it in the minecart. I then broke all the blocks around the endermite, and then enderman immediately started to flow in. That's how I know this farm was going to be really efficient. This part was very easy. I just had to break all of the blocks. There were so many endermen actually rushing in. I then continued to break all the blocks and then went to actually test this farm. I took my first swipe and that was so much XP. I could see all the experience orbs just hovering right there. I then repaired all my tools and armor and my elytra as well. My shovel was just first on the list. But either way, I thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, share this video with someone who you think might enjoy. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.